danwagner.com. Today we're going to do step 2 of our SEO process flow, which is all about planning your SEO initiative. And today we're going to talk about the basics. So we're going to move away from strategic thinking and into tactical thinking. What are the exact things that I need to do in order to rank highly in the search engine, specifically Google? First of all, let's realize that we don't know all the pieces that go into search engine optimization. We don't know for certain, but we do know some things that work and that are very effective. So don't major in the minors. Let's major on the majors. And those majors, we know from experience, include title tags, keyword density, inbound links, and unique content on the page and on those pages with links going back to our page. So those are the 4 majors that we want to talk about today. First, title tags. What you need to do is, at the beginning of your title tag, you need to have your top key phrase. And when we talk about key phrase, don't think about the most traffic driving key phrase you could possibly imagine for your industry. Unless your industry is a small niche, you probably won't ever rank for that top one. I'm not going to rank for a long time for the term SEO, and that's just something I have to come to grips with. But SEO really isn't my target audience. My target audience are people looking for search engine optimization in my local market. So if I can optimize for that term, then I'm doing great. If you look at my website, that's exactly what I do. So keep your top key phrase within reach. Make sure it's something attainable. Second, add the site name only after your keywords, okay? Only after your key phrase there, and use some sort of stop character like the pipe that I show on this slide here to separate your key phrase, which is first, from your site name, if at all you want to use it. You might want to use another key phrase or another top term. Keep it short. Don't go crazy. Don't have your key phrase, gardening tips, have your key phrase followed by Jim and Joe's gardening extravaganza, New York City, New York, blah, 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 blah. Don't do that. Keep it short because you want to keep your density high, and we're going to be talking about keyword density on the next slide. One more thing I want to talk about title tags. There's an advantage to having unique title tags for each page. So if you're using, because it broadens your reach, it broadens your ability to grab more and more related keywords. Does that make sense? So not just gardening tips, but maybe you want to have one on tulip gardening tips on the next page. Maybe you want gardening tips as your main key phrase, then put a pipe in, and then have that page all about tulip gardening tips also have the title and the title tag. Keyword density. Like I mentioned, your keyword density needs to be high in the title tags, at least 50%. Okay, 40, at least 40%. Next, you want to have it high in your H tags, your H1, H2, H3 tags, and I recommend that your keywords be the only terms in your H tags. Okay, that targeted key term that you're going for, whether it's gardening tips or whether it's petunia gardening tips, you want to use those in the H tags. Those are heading tags. And you might want to do 2 or 3 of those on the page. And maybe you want to switch it up a little. Maybe you want petunia gardening tips. Next one you want more petunia gardening tips. And then the last one you say petunia gardening tip conclusions. Get it? So you want to create a little redundancy there. Google Smart, they'll recognize that is a page all about petunia gardening tips. Okay? As far as your paragraphs, use your key phrase once or twice in each paragraph. Okay, 3 times isn't going to break the bank or anything, but don't go crazy. Don't have like every 3rd word your key phrase. That's obvious. You want to look natural, but you want to look focused. Okay, so finally, don't overdo it. All these different keyword density issues need to be done with a bit of restraint. If you can't restrain yourself, have someone else create the pages for you. Inbound links. Think about quality, not quantity. Quality, okay? Quality links are links that come from reputable sites focused around your niche, or at least have a section that's focused around your niche, okay? Uh, Quantity. Don't go looking for every Tom, Dick, and Harry's blog to have a link to your page. I mean, yeah, do that, but remember, we're trying to focus on the majors here. And the majors are high quality sites. Some examples of those sites are YouTube. Some of the build your own page sites are a great way to do this. And other big sites, some big directories would be a good use of your energy. So get creative, especially big sites in your industry. Make sure you're in there. Do a search on your term and look at all those first few pages of sites, and if they're ranked for your key term and you can get a link on those pages, all the more power to you. Okay? And then we need to watch for certain things in those links that detract from the link juice, either partially or completely. The first is the nofollow tag, or the nofollow attribute within the A tag. If you've got nofollow in your A tags, you've pretty much decimated the link juice in those. Now, obviously, the search engines can do with those nofollow tags whatever they want. And my sense is that Google actually maybe gives you only 25% or 50% of your link juice in a nofollow tag, but it does give you link juice. And then second, watch out for redirects. A redirect is when you're going to a page and you actually go to an intermediary page that forwards you to the page you're going. So you don't get, there's not a link going to your site, there's a link going to another site. And a lot of the social bookmarkings use those. A lot of the big, huge sites that allow you to put links, like Facebook or whatever, they all use, or not Facebook, but MySpace, use redirects, and so does Facebook to some degree. So if you see that, if you do a little highlight the link if you use Firefox, you can just highlight the link that you want to check out, right click, pick selection source, selection source, and look at the source for that selection. You'll see whether they're pointing to your page directly and whether or not there's a nofollow tag in there, a nofollow attribute. Unique content only. Don't bother scraping content if at all possible, and if you do, make sure it's interspersed with your content. I mean, there's nothing bad with scraped content except when that's the only content that you have, okay? So get in there, add your own flair, do what you need to do. But in order to have successful SEO, you need to communicate regularly. That means you need to be blogging, writing articles, creating videos, creating podcasts, and doing that on a regular basis. What's a regular basis? In your industry, it may be weekly. In my industry, I should be creating something every single day. That's how competitive it is in search engine optimization. And if you can't do it, you need to find someone that can do it. If you're interested, I can point you to resources overseas that can create content for an unbelievably inexpensive price point. So find your niche or your muse, find out what gets you sitting down in front of your computer creating content. For me, it's actually, I like doing the videos. I like talking extemporaneously about the content that I know all about. Third, I found that this little mixture works great. Video plus text plus URL. There is a lot of ways to create video. I'm using a PowerPoint slide with a Camtasia plugin. You can set up a video camera, which I also do. You can use some tools that allow you to grab content, so you can do tutorials or talk about your product. You can flip through pictures. You can create a slideshow of a bunch of photos that you have in a folder, and output them to video and whatever. Then add text, to make sure that you have some copy that's related to your keywords, and then a URL, so you can point back to your page. Okay, so those are the pieces I put it. If you're going to do video, put it on your site, put it on YouTube, or one of the other sites that allow you to create a link or a URL. Well, thanks for watching. This is Dan Wader from danwader.com. I hope that is unbelievably helpful for you, and please feel free to make comments on this YouTube video. Thanks, bye.